Modern dating has become a psychological battlefield, and most men don't even realize they're losing until it's too late. You've probably heard of ghosting, where a woman suddenly disappears without explanation. Brutal? Yes. But there's something far worse, something subtle, calculated, and designed to keep you trapped in a cycle of false hope. It's called Banksying. Now, before you roll your eyes at yet another dating trend buzzword, listen carefully. Banksying is when a woman keeps you around, not because she wants you, but because she doesn't want to let you go. She'll flirt just enough, give you scraps of attention, and pretend there's potential, while secretly knowing she has no intention of committing to you. You become her emotional bank account, where she deposits nothing but withdraws your time, energy, and validation. Here's the disturbing part. Unlike ghosting, where at least you get clarity through absence, Banksying leaves you stuck in limbo. You can't move on, you can't cut ties, because she always gives you just enough attention to keep you hopeful. It's not rejection, it's control. And most men fall for it without even realizing what's happening. Think about it. How many times have you dealt with a woman who never officially ended things, but never moved forward either? How many, maybe later, not right now, and let's just see where things go, conversations have you sat through? That's not indecision, that's a strategy. In this video, we're going to break down exactly how Banksying works, why women use it, and most importantly, how you can spot it before it drains your confidence, your time, and your chances with women who actually respect you. Because once you understand this game, you'll never let yourself be played like that again. 1. Ghosting versus Banksying. Why this is worse. Most men already know what ghosting is. It's when a woman vanishes without warning, ignoring your calls, your texts, and any attempts to reach out. As harsh as it feels, at least ghosting gives you one thing: closure. You know she's gone, and you can move on. Brutal? Yes. But clear? Absolutely. Banksying, on the other hand, is a different beast. It's more damaging because it doesn't give you that clean break. Instead, it keeps you hanging. A woman who Banksyes, you won't disappear. She'll stay just close enough to keep you invested. She'll respond to your messages, but never in a way that moves things forward. She'll make plans that never really happen. She'll drop small hints of affection, just enough to keep you hopeful, while never giving you real commitment. Why is this worse? Because it confuses you. Ghosting might hurt your ego, but Banksying wastes your time, drains your energy, and eats away at your confidence slowly. It's death by 1,000 cuts, and you don't even realize it's happening until you've spent months, maybe years, waiting for a woman who never truly wanted you in the first place. Here's the hard truth. Most men would rather be ghosted than Banksyed, because at least ghosting forces you to face reality. Banksying is like being put on an emotional leash. You think you're free, but she's quietly controlling your pace, your mood, and even your decisions. Imagine texting a woman you're interested in. She replies quickly, even flirts a little, but every time you ask to meet, she says she's busy. She tells you maybe next weekend. But when the weekend comes, something comes up. She never cuts you off, but she never moves things forward either. Months later, you realize you've invested your time, emotions, and effort into someone who was never planning to be with you. That's Banksying, stringing you along without giving you anything real. 2. The illusion of interest. One of the most dangerous parts of Banksying is that it looks like interest on the surface. A woman who's Banksying, you will never outright reject you. Instead, she'll create the illusion that something could happen between you and her, just not right now. And that illusion is what keeps men hooked. She'll give you little breadcrumbs, replying to your texts, throwing in a compliment, maybe even liking your photos online. To the untrained eye, these signals scream, "She's into me," But here's the truth. Interest is measured by action, not words. If she never makes time to see you, if she never invests back into the connection, then those signals aren't real interest. They're just smoke and mirrors. The illusion works so well because men are wired to hope. They'd say, "She wouldn't text me back if she wasn't interested," or "She said she likes talking to me, so maybe she just needs more time." This false hope is what keeps you stuck. And that's the exact psychology behind Banksying. It thrives on your willingness to misinterpret crumbs of attention as genuine attraction. Here's the harsh lesson. If she wanted you, you'd know. Real interest is obvious. Women who like you don't keep you guessing. They make time, they respond with energy, and they look forward to seeing you. Anything less is not interest, it's illusion. Let's say you meet a woman at a party and you hit it off. She laughs at your jokes, takes your number, and later replies to your messages. Sounds promising, right? But then, whenever you try to set up a date, she says she's busy. Weeks go by and the cycle repeats. Light flirting, playful replies, but no real action. You start thinking, she's just waiting for the right moment. Wrong. That's not real interest. That's her keeping you in the background, feeding you just enough to keep you available, but never enough to move forward. That's the illusion at work. 3. The emotional ATM effect. Banksying is dangerous because it quietly turns men into what I like to call an emotional ATM. Instead of being seen as a man with value, you become a source of endless withdrawals for validation, attention, comfort, and even ego boosts. And the worst part? You don't even realize it's happening until you're drained. Think about it. She messages you when she's bored. She calls when she's lonely. She vents to you when she's upset about another guy. And every time, you pay out emotionally, listening, comforting, supporting, without ever getting anything back. She's not giving you love, time, or intimacy. She's giving you just enough interaction to keep you accessible, like a card she can swipe whenever she wants. That's why this feels so addictive. Just like pulling cash from an ATM, she knows you'll always deliver. You've been conditioned to respond quickly, to always be available, and to hope that this next interaction will finally turn things around. But it never does, because the entire setup is designed to benefit her, not you. This is where many men get stuck. You mistake her needing you for her wanting you, but needing emotional support is not the same as genuine attraction. A woman can rely on you heavily while still never considering you as her partner. That's the brutal truth most men don't want to face. And here's the kicker. The longer you play this role, the harder it becomes to break free. Because every small thank you, every late night call, every playful emoji feels like a reward. You start to believe you matter to her. But really, you're just the emotional safety net she falls back on when things don't go her way. That's the emotional ATM effect. It empties you while she keeps walking away with everything she needs. 4. Signs you're being Banksyed. One of the biggest problems with Banksying is that most men don't even realize it's happening until months have already been wasted. But if you know what to look for, the red flags are actually easy to spot. And once you recognize them, you'll never see her behavior the same way again. The first major sign is inconsistency. She gives you attention one day, then disappears the next. She flirts just enough to keep you hooked. But when you try to push things forward, she suddenly gets cold. That hot and cold pattern isn't confusion. It's control. She knows exactly how much attention to give you, so you don't walk away. Another clear sign is unrealized plans. She'll talk about meeting up, but it never happens. There's always an excuse, always a reason, always a delay. You keep waiting for the right time, but the right time never comes. If months pass and nothing moves forward, that's not bad luck, it's Banksying. Pay attention also to her level of effort. Does she ever initiate? Does she make time for you? Or are you the one always reaching out, always suggesting plans, always putting in the energy? If you're carrying the entire connection on your back, she's not really invested. She's just keeping you around for her convenience. Here's another subtle one. She talks to you like a boyfriend, but never treats you like one. She'll vent about her problems, seek comfort when she's down, and lean on you when she's stressed. But when it comes to romance, intimacy, or commitment, suddenly you're not part of the picture. That's classic Banksying. You're valuable for support, not for love. The bottom line is this. If you feel like you're always waiting, always hoping, always chasing clarity, then you're already being Banksyed. Real interest doesn't leave you guessing. Real attraction doesn't keep you on pause. 5. Why women use this strategy. Now, here's where things get uncomfortable, because the truth is, women use Banksying because men allow it. As much as you might want to blame her, the reality is that many men make it easy to get strung along. And if you don't wake up, you'll keep falling into the same trap over and over again. Women use this strategy because it gives them power without commitment. They get your attention, your validation, your emotional support, and sometimes even your resources, without having to actually be with you. Think about it. Why would she cut you off completely when she can have the best of both worlds? She doesn't have to invest in you romantically, yet she gets everything she needs to feel secure, admired, and entertained. But here's the critical part. You're not powerless in this equation. The reason Banksying works is because too many men are too comfortable being available. You reply instantly. You accept constant cancellations. You stay patient while she figures things out. Instead of setting boundaries, you sit there waiting like a loyal puppy, thinking your loyalty will earn you love. It won't. This is where you need to wake up. Women only Banksy, the men who let them. A man with standards, who values his time and refuses to be strung along, doesn't get treated this way. If she tries, he recognizes it immediately and pulls back. He doesn't beg for attention. He doesn't tolerate crumbs. He demands respect, and because of that, he gets it. So why do women use Banksying? Because it works. Because too many men don't see through it. And because most men would rather cling to false hope than face rejection. But if you want to stop being used as a backup option, you have to toughen up, pay attention to her actions, and stop rewarding half-hearted behavior. Respect yourself enough to walk away. 6. How Banksying destroys real attraction. At its core, attraction is built on clarity and momentum. When two people like each other, things move forward naturally. Calls turn into dates, dates turn into deeper connection, and interest grows stronger. But Banksying kills that process completely. It puts everything on pause, leaving you stuck in limbo while she reaps the benefits of your attention. Here's the problem. Uncertainty kills attraction. When a woman keeps you guessing, never giving you a clear yes or no, you don't actually build a stronger bond. Instead, you build frustration, self-doubt, and even resentment. What started as excitement turns into confusion and eventually disappointment. And once attraction is replaced with doubt, it's nearly impossible to recover. Another way Banksying destroys attraction is by reversing the roles. In healthy dynamics, men lead with confidence and women respond with interest. But when you're being Banksyed, you give up that power. You're no longer the man leading, you're the man waiting. Waiting for her to decide. Waiting for her to call. Waiting for her to finally take you seriously. That waiting kills your masculine edge, and with it, any real spark. The harsh reality is this: the longer you stay in a Banksying situation, the less attractive you become in her eyes. Why? Because you've shown her that you'll tolerate being treated as an option. And once a woman sees you as a man who accepts crumbs, she rarely upgrades you to a man she respects. You might think patience proves your loyalty, but in dating, patience often reads as weakness. Attraction isn't built by waiting. It's built by action, clarity, and standards. If you allow yourself to be stuck in the cycle of Banksying, not only will you lose her respect, but you'll also lose your confidence, your energy, and your ability to connect with women who actually want you. That's the silent danger of Banksying. It doesn't just waste your time, it slowly erases the very qualities that make you attractive in the first place. 7. Breaking free before it's too late. The good news is this: you don't have to stay trapped in Banksying. The moment you recognize the pattern, you can take back your power. But the longer you wait, the harder it becomes, because every day you invest more of your time, energy, and emotions into someone who doesn't truly value you. The first step is accepting reality. Stop making excuses for her. If she wanted you, she would show it. If she respected your time, she wouldn't keep you waiting. The mixed signals, the constant delays, the maybe later lines, they're all intentional. Once you see it for what it is, you'll stop falling for the illusion. Next, you need to set boundaries. Don't reward half-hearted behavior with full commitment. If she cancels, don't reschedule endlessly. If she's vague, don't keep chasing clarity. Your time is valuable. Treat it that way. The more you tolerate crumbs, the less she'll ever respect you. Finally, the most powerful move you can make is to walk away. Not angrily, not dramatically, just calmly and decisively. Show her, and more importantly yourself, that you're not afraid to leave. The second you do, you regain your confidence, your energy, and your freedom to find someone who genuinely wants to be with you. Many might not like this, but it needs to be said. If you're being Banksyed, it's not just her fault, it's yours too. Because every time you tolerate mixed signals, every time you wait for a woman who clearly isn't choosing you, you're silently agreeing to be treated as less than you deserve. And no man with self-respect should ever accept that. Now, I know that might sting, but sometimes the truth has to be told. Ghosting hurts, yes, but Banksying is worse because it only works on the men who allow themselves to be strung along. If you've been through this, it's time to wake up. Stop confusing attention for affection and stop being proud of patience that only keeps you stuck. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever been Banksyed? Did you realize it in time? Or did it take months of wasted energy before you saw the truth? Drop your experience in the comments. I'll be reading, and I'll even reach out to some of you directly. Let's connect, because you're not alone in this. Also, stay tuned, because in the next video, I'm going to reveal the subtle signs women give when they're secretly keeping another man as a backup option. You don't want to miss that. So click on that subscribe button and also hit the notification bell so you would be the first to know when it's out. I'll see you then.